If you go off that pop, that was my knuckle.
Damn.
Yeah.
I heard it.
Yeah. Y'all might hear it as well. I don't know. We'll see. Also, welcome back.
Welcome back. Exodia cast obliterate on your knuckle.
Quite literally, yes.
Yep.
Yes. To the Lousy Show, or the Lousy Knuckle, whichever. You know, my joints are
lousy joints. Yeah.
Yeah.
To the rapidly aging dudes podcast.
I don't even want to think about that, dude. I was literally sitting upstairs and just watching the game, and there was this moment that came over me where I was like, oh my God, another football season's over. And we're already halfway through, almost halfway through February. And it's just like, fuck, why is time speeding up? Like, slow the fuck down. I just want to enjoy my days.
Yep. I think that's just kind of what happens at this point is you've gotten through, like you'd think, they say time flies when you're having fun, and it does. But, when you're in your 20s or even earlier than that, you're having all this fun. You're like, oh, this could go on forever. And then suddenly, bam, you're 33. And time has just smacked you in the face. And you're like, oh my God, what the fuck happened? Where'd it go?
I'm going to use this dark moment to say, what does last forever? Into the AM.
It sure does.
And this is an ad read. So, as you all know, we are partnered with Into the AM. I'm trying to cut cut this like weird layer of just like morality for a moment, and talk to you about our partnership with Into the AM. As most of you know, we are indeed partnered with them, have been for a while, proudly so. You can actually check out all the dope stuff that we rock, like this shirt here, that hat, that hoodie, simply by going to the link in our description or in our pinned comment, intotheam.com/lousy. Where you can also, thanks to Into the AM hooking us up, do what, Sam?
Yeah, we've got a discount code. It's LOUSY for lousy. And you get 10% off on top of whatever they're running, which right now they're still running their anniversary sale. So it's up to 50% off certain things. They got their mystery grab bag, which that's up to 75%. Like there's a lot of really cool sales going on, a lot of really dope stuff, as we've said time and time again. So yeah, if you go to intotheam.com/lousy, like he likes to say, then you can go and get some cool stuff. So
yes, absolutely. Go there right now while you're listening to us. Check out all the cool things. Again, use code lousy at checkout and get you that 10% off, and also snag any deals you have going on. Plus, while you're here, and since you have to scroll down to go click that link, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon to stay up to all things lousy, because we upload 3 times a week. We greatly appreciate it. And also, while we're talking about this, because some of you may not be sports fans, but the topic of today is about the Super Bowl, because as we're recording this, it's very fresh. If you have no comments to say on the Super Bowl, drop your favorite emote in the comments, because engagement, it helps us out, helps get this out to more people.
Yep.
So
sports ball.
Yep. No, I will comment on your little jab there. I was talking just last night. Had some friends hanging out in the VC of our Discord. Link in bio. We were hanging out last night, and we were talking about just like old pictures of us, like talking about old hairstyles and whatnot. And I was like, oh yeah, I used to look like Murderface from Death Clock. And one of the guys who hangs out there, he was like, there's no way. And I pulled up my old driver's license photo, and he was just like, what in the hell?
Your Murderface without the mustache.
Yep.
And the lisp.
Yeah, and the lisp. And I started like kind of scrolling through photos, just like looking at old memories. I'm like, man, I really did live with a reckless abandon through my 20s. Like, would I change anything in my life right now? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like I would never change. I love my kids. I love my wife. I love, where I'm at. But God, if I could just go back and relive those moments, like, whew.
If I could turn back time.
But if I could find a way.
This is not karaoke hour, though.
That's fair.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. God, thinking back on all the fucking nights of sleeping in the van. on the road. God, that's just the craziness of my life back then.
Yep.
I
All right. Bring it back around, buddy.
I'm deep diving it. Help!
Bro, I can see you're looking off into the distance. It's not the distance, it's into the past.
I'm just slowly falling down the well, like, no. Oh man. But that's not what today's about. Nope. Not at all. Today's about the Super Bowl because literally as of recording this, it ended about an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't ever talk sports on this show.
No,
but
very rarely.
I say you and I are big football aficionados.
You are the aficionado. I am a football fan, and I'll leave it at that.
That's fair. Okay, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I would say I'm just simply an encyclopedia of useless knowledge.
Aficionado.
We'll take it.
Same, but different. No.
But no, another football season has come to a close.
And thank God the Chiefs didn't win this time.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say it was definitely one of those situations where I think we were all just assuming it would happen.
Yeah. I almost didn't watch because I thought it was just gonna be a third time, three-peat. Travis was gonna propose to Taylor, and then I was just gonna fucking throw my TV out the window. Yeah. Just because, like, while sure I'm gonna respect a lot of what they do, there's a lot of other things that I'm just like, just shut the fuck up. just shut the fuck up.
Here's the thing, for me, so for anybody out there who's wondering, Sam and I are both San Francisco 49ers fans. I much more recently than he. I've been a fan for what, 2.5 years now?
Yeah.
Almost 3.
Yeah, basically Carolina was just not doing it for you anymore.
Yeah, Carolina made some questionable decisions in their home office, and I just was like, I cannot get behind that.
Yep.
So for me, being the newer fan that I am of the Niners, I love the team. Everything's great about the team. This season, not our season. It happens. However, when we played the Kansas City Chiefs in the middle of the season and we saw that shit firsthand, boy, it was a level for me in which I was like, okay, this is, oh, wait a second. Give me one moment. My child has awoken and it appears he has gotten sick.
How dare he?
How dare he? So I'm going to do one of those really cool, like, we'll see if that lined up. Who knows?
Should.
Hopefully. I'm more so meaning my hands. It's hard to do that when you have power like that to start and stop time. It's very, sometimes it's all about placement. Yeah.
I see what you mean. Okay. I'm just thinking audio. I wasn't thinking video.
Where were we? Oh yeah. When they played us and we saw what we saw, I don't want to hop on the hype train of the refs were pulling for the Chiefs, but the numbers didn't lie.
You go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. I'll let you complete your thought.
There was, like, admittedly, there were times when I was like, no, that's not the case. They're not doing that. But then you see it, you see it firsthand. And that's for me where I was like, come on, man. Like the script is clearly showing at this point. Like, what do we do here? And when you see it game after game after game, even here, because y'all know I live in Kansas City. Even here, there was this very strong divide of fans who were like, no, the refs aren't helping us. We're just great. Patrick Mahomes is taking us to the three-peat. And then there's the other half that were like, well, should we admit it? And And it's the Super Bowl was the one game where we were all like, look, just call it clean. Let the boys play ball.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they did. Now, I'm going to say this. This was not the Chiefs team that we've seen all season.
Oh, God, no. But
so,
this was also an
go ahead
Eagles team. This is also an Eagles team that was out for blood. Like, they were ready to get some revenge from a couple years ago. When they lost to the Chiefs. So it's just like us, honestly, so that's I think, yes, it's definitely a combination of Chiefs weren't playing how they normally do. And then the Eagles were just ascendant to a whole nother level. Like, they were like, I feel like it was the will and the collective thought of all of us, all of like Bills fans, all of Ravens fans, all of the rest of the NFL, honestly. We're just all putting our energy towards it. It was like we were all the Force ghosts helping Ray at the end, But I don't know if while I love to kind of shit on the Chiefs and say like, oh yeah, the refs were totally helping you out. While there was definitely a lot of bullshit calls, I don't know if there was like a conspiracy at the end of the day, So like, but they definitely had some favorable calls go their direction. So
yes, like I liken it to what was that call? Oh no, not even liking the single call. The calls, and I'll go back and reference our game against them, where Nick Bosa, who is by far one of the best defensive ends in the game, was being held on every single play.
Yeah.
Never called.
Never.
Not once. And what do you do at that point?
And that Chiefs right tackle, I'm not good with names again, not aficionado, just a fan. But that Chiefs right tackle every time gets a jump before the ball back, getting ready, and never gets called for it. And there was like, I remember seeing a compilation of every single one that he did. It was something like 100 in one season. It was a ridiculous amount. Now, so but anyway, all that to say, they didn't win this time.
No,
and
no, they did not.
The refs didn't help them out. In fact, the refs kind of fucked them a little bit. Just like I only saw.
I saw the light.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
I only saw, now I didn't like laser focus watch the whole game. Like I watched the game, but I didn't, watch every single play. Like that's the only thing I'm doing. But there was one point where there was definitely a face mask on Mahomes missed. But
oh yeah, no, 100%. But that's what I'm saying is this was the first game that I'll say, and because I don't want to jump on the referee bandwagon, I really don't. Like I've already made mention. I've even talked to a close friend of mine who's a big Chiefs fan. I've made mention to him where I'm like, look, it's becoming too close of a relevance to say it's a conspiracy anymore. Like when you see it happen in real time, you have to admit it.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to admit it. And I'll give him his due. Like, you know what? Hey, you can live in that realm. That's fine. However, when you see how this game went, in the first half alone, I'm looking back here at the box score, 24-0 in favor of the Eagles. Now the Eagles have had their fair share of games this season where it was a dramatic climb. Like they had to fight, they had to claw. For the first, what would you say, maybe 6 minutes of the game, felt like it was going to be a very defensive bout.
Yeah, definitely a lot of back and forth. Jalen threw a pick. Like there was a good bit going on there.
Yeah, no, 100%. But after that, let me pull this up real quick. Hang on. I want to see, if I'm not mistaken, Mahomes threw both picks in the or in the second quarter. One of them being a pick six.
That was a beautiful pick six too.
Oh my God, dude. The other pick though, where you see homie is horizontal.
Yeah.
He is perpendicular or parallel to the ground, dude. He's here. Like the moment I saw that, I'm like, this is it. This is where it spirals down. Like if we get into the second half and we see that the Chiefs come out hot, it's a different ball game.
Yeah. I was expecting him to, but
yeah, if they stay at this momentum, that's it.
Yeah.
And that's a testament to Vic Fangio, who is the defensive coordinator for the Eagles. He kept Patrick Mahomes completely locked down.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the star-studded receivers he's got around him. D-Hop, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, Travis Kelce, Noah Gray. He should have been slinging the rock down the field every play, and people are going to be picking it off. Like, not picking it off, but like, grabbing it out of the air, tuds all day long. But Vic Fangio went, we'll see. And he had them locked down.
Yeah. Really, the only time he didn't was that one kind of Hail Mary throw. It was Mahomes to Xavier Worthy. And that's just Xavier Worthy being the fastest player in the NFL. Like, that was just a hard beat, like that. You can't really stop that. You can do the best you can and give all the credit where credit's due to whatever guy was covering him, because he was keeping up fish, but like it was close there in the end zone. But Xavier still got there, so like it wasn't anything that you could really do about that.
Yeah. No, I think that was them. If I'm being honest with you, I think that was Andy Reid's coaching and finding an open window.
Yeah.
Because look, I'm not going to, again, I'm an encyclopedia of useless knowledge. I'm not going to sit here and, go over the mathematical mechanics of play breakdown and whatnot. I'm not Tom Brady. Anybody can go through play breakdown. That's fine. But that particular play, when you look at the way the defense was set up, Andy Reid knew in that moment, send Xavier Worthy.
Yep.
And you can even see when the safeties fell back to catch him, one was on his heels, and Xavier Worthy had him in a break. Man coverage on Xavier Worthy, not going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's why you see like he started spreading that gap and was able to just pop it. The moment that you saw that, you're like, maybe there's a glimmer of hope. And then the Eagles came out and went,
no.
no. Jalen Hurts. Like,
yeah.
They did not. And we even talked about this before we started recording. In the second half, the moment the Eagles scored again, they still did not let off the gas.
I was impressed.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, I was impressed. The one glimmer of hope on the Chiefs defense side was they were locking down Barkley. Barkley didn't really do much, but I think they focused a little too hard on him and didn't focus anywhere else, So I think that was ultimately kind of what led to their downfall. They're like, we can't let Saquon do this.
Well, that's why I say, I was talking about this before we started recording, before you and I actually got on the call. Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, he is one of the greatest defensive coordinator minds, right next to Vic Fangio. Like those two, they've proven all season why they are the best at what they do. Spags came into this knowing one thing about the Eagles: their entire playbook this entire season, give the rock to Saquon.
Yep. The
dude almost broke the record for single season rushing yards. He almost broke the record for most 100-yard games in a single season. Like, he was at that line. So you're like, when you see that their playbook is, okay, we have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith in the wings, and they're not feeding them the rock because Saquon's getting 100+ yards a game. Well, we got to shut the run down.
I think it was 14 games this season that he had over 100 yards.
100+ yard games.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Like, how does one person do that? And he did the backwards hurdle this season too. like
this was
love me some
this
CMC.
Was his redemption.
But Barkley, god damn.
Well, I think this was Saquon Barkley's season to just prove who he is.
Yeah. He was like,
He's
I've
been
been
with the
stuck behind the
Giants.
Giants for way too long.
Yeah.
Let me get with a winning team and show you what I can really do.
And he did just that.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is going into this Super Bowl, Spags was like, we've got to lock down that. We got to lock that down. And they did.
Mhm.
However,
Didn't
they
help.
forgot you got AJ Brown and Devontae Smith waiting in the wings, and Jalen Hurts has a cannon for an arm. What happens next? Like your secondary gets torched and they just eat them alive, dude.
Did you see AJ Brown get mad?
No.
There was one throw where it was like a 3rd and 3. AJ Brown's going down the left side, and then Saquon ends up just throwing it behind him. Or sorry, not Saquon. Jalen just throws it right behind him, and it was just miscommunication there. But AJ Brown, they're up 17-0, and AJ Brown gets mad and starts yelling at Sirianni, and I'm like, bro, you are up 17-0. Chill the fuck out. And then, like, not even a quarter later, he ends up getting the touchdown. So
Yeah. Well, I think if I'm not mistaken, let me go look because let's see. Hurts got a rushing touchdown. Devontae Smith got a receiving touchdown. AJ Brown got a receiving touchdown. There
was a pick six.
Yeah, the pick 6 by Cooper DeJean. Speaking of which, rookie season, legendary rookie season.
Yeah, and today was his
by
birthday,
far.
right?
And today's was also his and Saquon's birthday. Yes.
Yep.
Let me see.
Happy birthday, goddamn.
Honestly,
Never gonna have a better birthday than that.
no, not even remotely.
Mm.
Let's see. Full team stats is what I'm looking for here. Or not. That's fine too. Don't give it to me. Oh, here we go. Let me see who all got tuds. Jalen Hurts got a tud. Saquon did not get a single tud. He got 57 yards rushing. So that just shows they locked down the rush.
Yep.
But when you look at the other side of the ball, you have to ask yourself, what the fuck happened to Mahomes? And I'll tell you, his O-line couldn't have held a fucking bucket of water. Like, he got absolutely decimated. I think there was one spot. There was one set of plays, or excuse me, 2 sets of plays. He got sacked back-to-back times on 2nd and 3rd down. They punt, get the ball back, get sacked another 2 times right after that. Like, the only time he could do anything, this looked like the Super Bowl between the Chiefs and the Bucks when Tom Brady won his last ring.
Yep.
Where they just had Mahomes all over that field and he couldn't do a damn thing. Like, what do?
You lose.
You lose.
You
exactly.
lose. And in dramatic fashion. That last 22 points, they were not playing the full Eagles. Like,
no, not even remotely. And but that also brings a question on a couple things now. Like, cause the game's over. They've officially lost. The Eagles move on and as Super Bowl champions. Great, good for them. I hope it never happens again. But
probably won't.
But I mean, this really adds to like the question because everyone was saying like Patrick Mahomes is in the GOAT conversation. He's been in the GOAT conversation for a while. The dude's been putting up legendary stats. This season has not been his best season. So where does he fall in that? I personally think that he's got a bit more to achieve before he can start really hammering that out. However, I'm going to be the first person to say this. We are not done seeing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Oh, God, no. They're going to be there for a long, long time.
Yep.
As long as Reed and Mahomes are both there, they're going to be there for a long time.
They are the modern day Brady Belichick.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And we just have to accept it. Like we're in a new era. You and I grew up in an era when we saw Brady, the Manning brothers, Breeze, Rivers, who else? Hell, we can even go as far back as Kurt Warner. Back when Andy Dalton was decent. Like
God, what a fall from grace there.
Donovan McNabb days. Like we come from an era when we were used to seeing like Manning and Brady battling it out in the AFC, championship, or in the AFC playoffs. Breeze and the Saints cruising through the playoffs. Like, we're used to seeing this legacy. So seeing it nowadays, it's just a new age. It's new faces, new names. But without a shadow of a doubt, the Chiefs are not going anywhere. They are going to remain elite. And the part that scares me is they might bring home the best receiver they've ever had. Because Tyreek Hill is not going to be with the Dolphins next season.
Definitely not. No. I mean,
and if they bring him back, well, there's another ring. Like,
do you think he'll produce like he used to, though? Like, now that he's had a couple seasons kind of mediocrity, and like, because you can't really blame the rest of the Dolphins for a lot of the performance that happened with him. Like, there's a lot of times this season in particular that, like, there was balls that he should have caught that he didn't.
Sure, yeah. I don't think here's what I think. I think he's going to come back if he does sign with the Chiefs. I think he's going to come back and he's going to have a mentality of wanting to win a ring. He's going to be hungry, and I do think at least in that first season he's back, he's going to put up old Tyreek Hill numbers. The issue with that, though, is you still have D-Hop, Hollywood Brown, and Xavier Worthy as your top three guys right now.
Yeah.
I even think Mecole Hardman might still be there.
Couldn't tell you.
So who does he replace? Who gets bumped down? Or do you start running a four-man set, always, and just forego having, like, just say, fuck it, Tyreek's down there somewhere.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess you could, right? There's nothing technically stopping you from doing that. Like, if your wideouts are that legendary to where you can just sling it every time and not really worry that much.
I suppose, yeah. I will say after tonight's game, though, seeing the performance by D-Hop, I don't know if he's going to be with the Chiefs next season.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I mean, he got that one touchdown, but again, that was kind of a gimme.
Yeah, that was them going, the game's over.
Yeah, like, score if you want to, like, but
yeah,
like they did the Gatorade dump, with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Like, they're like, this is done, we're sealed. But
no, I do think that D-Hop's going to go, because, like, as much as I would have loved to see him win a ring in his career, like, I would have loved to see him win one with the Texans, to be honest with you. But I mean, he's become a journeyman, and there's very few receivers who become journeymen who hammer down a legacy.
Yeah.
Like, there's some who have, sure, but when it comes to, like, quarterbacks can sometimes do it. I look at, like, Ryan Fitzpatrick. He was the journeyman. He is the textbook journeyman. When it comes down to him, he had legendary moments with each team he played with. Period.
Yep.
Does that mean he ever won a ring? I don't even think he ever won one, if I'm being honest with you.
I don't think so. Yeah.
So you can have legendary moments, but if you want to win rings, if you want to win Super Bowls, if you want to go the distance, like, you have to be able to stick it out with a team. And I think that's where D-Hop screwed up, is, like, the teams he chose. He could have done that with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
But he got fed up with their coaching staff, and instead of being patient, he was like, no, I'm out. Got all sassy about it, goes to the Titans. Ain't nobody doing nothing with the Titans. And then he ends up with the Chiefs. This is your golden moment, and you're going to drop multiple passes in your hands.
I mean, what I'm hearing is the same exact argument with Tyreek, honestly. Like,
sure.
But
I think the difference is Tyreek didn't have the game on the line today.
True. Yeah.
Like, you could say what you will about regular season, sure. But when it comes down to it, if y'all fought and clawed to get to the final game, and this is the game, and you do not show up, that's a problem.
Yeah.
But that could be said for a majority of the Kansas City O-line. That can be said for a lot of their defense and their secondary. Like they just didn't show up.
No.
So I'm really curious. I'm really curious as to how this next season's going to be, knowing the power shift that's changed.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who all, as far as contractually, the Eagles are going to be keeping. But I'll be honest, I don't want to see another Kansas City Philly Super Bowl.
Yeah, nobody wanted this one. And yeah, sure, I was rooting for the Eagles just to, spite the Chiefs just because they beat us the season before. But, nobody wanted this. Everybody wanted a Bills-Lions Super Bowl. And so that's what
100%.
That's what I was hoping for. But
yes.
It will be interesting to see the power dynamic change, especially because, we're going to see a lot of the coaching staff go on the Eagles. And then there's always the question of, does Kelsey hang up the cleats or does he stick around for a third one? Or
I was talking about that earlier this year, and I said that I'm sticking with what I said before. I said if the Chiefs won this Super Bowl, Kelsey retires.
100%. Yeah.
If they don't, he's going to try and come back and get another ring. And I mean, that's what I see happening. I see him coming back for at least another 2 seasons.
I think he's got it in him. Like, he's still performing, I don't think he's not going to be putting up the record numbers, but he'll still have some pretty decent seasons. He'll still be better than, 80% of the other tight ends in the league.
I agree, but can he be the Travis Kelce they need to win a Super Bowl? That's the issue. Because I remember a couple years ago, they were talking about his age, and he was like, "Look, if Coach Reed tells me he wants me to be on the line blocking every single play, I'll do it. I'll do whatever I need to do to win." That's fine, but you are the receiver. You are the guy that Patrick Mahomes can go to. So if you take that piece away, who's he throwing to?
Yeah.
Like it becomes a nightmare for him. And I don't know if he can get himself into a mode where he can be the Travis Kelce from, 2-3 years ago and putting up those numbers throughout the season and carry that in the playoffs. I can see it happen, but I give him maybe 1 or 2 more seasons tops and he's out.
Yeah. I can see that. Did you see, or did you hear the part? So going away from, the actual football part of it and more into the entertainment side of things. Did you hear Tom Brady throw shade at Kevin Hart?
No.
Yeah, it was just a little bit. It wasn't anything super crazy, but he literally said, he's like, "I'm getting you back from when you roasted me so much back in May." But he was like, "Do the camera guys have trouble finding him?" or something along those lines. And I was just like, "Oh shit."
Dang, dude, that's funny. That's funny.
Although it's kind of lazy though. Let's be real. Like, short joke Kevin Hart. Okay. But
I mean, it's kind of a layup at this point. You got to take him when you can get him.
True.
I mean, Kevin Hart can't touch the rim, so it's okay. All he's got is layups.
Yeah. He can reach the bottom shelf pretty easy.
Jesus. But no, I think the only thing else I have left to talk about in this game is, and it's very brief. And I know you didn't understand it, which is fine, but I hope that the listeners and the viewers do. Oh my God. Witnessing Kendrick Lamar call Drake.
Oh, that I did see. Yeah. That I got.
A certain terminology. Live in front of millions of viewers on the Super Bowl stage. Holy shit.
That I do. My wife was even saying, like, she was wondering if the whole FDT thing would happen. I don't know if if you're picking up what I'm putting down on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But just since he was there, like it wouldn't have surprised us necessarily if that, and then we were like, ooh, and and then moved on. But, yeah.
Did you see the subtle nod that he had the entire time though? He had something poking, like prodding at Drake the entire time.
I mean, maybe not. I might not have picked up all the Drake references just because, like, I'm not in that world really. I knew that was a diss track
I saw it at the very
originally.
beginning, and if I'm wrong, prove it. His chain had a lowercase a.
I thought it was like an Amazon chain personally, because it was like that same font, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, but it was a lowercase a, and I was like, I know what you're saying with that chain. That's funny. Like, it was just, you know, the whole A minor, like that just, like, I fully admit I enveloped myself into the beef. I was just like, give it to me. Because I love, look, I love rap and hip hop. I do. And there's no good, genuine beef nowadays. And when that happened, I was like, ooh, give me. And just to know that it had been talked about for so long when we found out he was getting the Super Bowl and you see it live, you're just like, yes. So I love the Super Bowl halftime performance. A lot of people didn't, but that was also because like
I thought it was good.
He had some deep cuts in there.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't understand it all. I like Samuel L. Jackson; that was cool. But yeah, otherwise it was like most Super Bowl performances for me, honestly. Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah, let us know what you think. Did you like the Super Bowl halftime performance?
Yep. Also, what was your favorite commercial?
Seal.
Seal had me dying. I was like, are they really like? And it was a Baja Blast commercial of all things.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so I was already invested because it was Baja Blast. And then once Seal was there as a Seal, oh, so fucking good.
Chef's kiss.
Best commercial.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That was I mean, highlight of the night right there.
Mm-hmm.
So let us know your thoughts. Super Bowl's over, the football season's over. We're about to see a whole lot of madness happen in the offseason. I can feel it, especially after what we heard today.
Mm-hmm.
For those of y'all don't know, and some of y'all don't follow football, those of you who do, being that we are Niners fans, Deebo Samuel requested a trade, and there's a particular trade that he and I have heard thrown around so far that we're both like, well, if you want to
not be mad about that. I would not be mad about that at all.
Nope.
Love Deebo's time with us, but sometimes you gotta, you know, if you love something, you gotta let it go, and or maybe tell it to get the fuck out. But
yeah, after this season, it's definitely more get the fuck out.
Yeah, especially once he was wearing an Eagles jersey.
Dude, don't even. Oh, when I saw that, I'll say this before we go. When I saw that fucking picture, I wanted to throw my fucking phone. I was like, there's no fucking way you are wearing the jersey of the team that you were obliterating and trashing just 2 seasons ago and this season. It was just a few weeks ago. And now you're just like, green looks good on me. Bitch, I hope you end up with the fucking Browns. Like, like that shit. That
might happen.
You know damn good and well. When when that picture got posted, that shit got ran through the fucking home office, and everyone's like, "Fucking get rid of him."
Mm-hmm.
Like he's dead. Oh man, doesn't matter what kind of tenure you have. You don't rep the fucking like. There's 2 teams when you're a Niners fan. There's just 2 teams that you do not fuck with. That's the Eagles and the Cowboys. Period. You could. Who gives a fuck about the divisional rivals? They don't fucking matter at this point. The Eagles and the Cowboys. You don't fuck with them. Period. And to see that our wideout one was wearing a fucking Eagles jersey, no. Sorry, I went on a tirade there, but fuck.
Yeah, you did. Yep. I was letting you do your thing, man.
You sparked it, dude. You went. Oh man. Now let us know what you think in the comments. We always we haven't really talked sports on this channel before, but we figured it was a nice time to do it. So
yep. So I'm sorry if you don't like it, but you know.
Yeah. But the good stuff you will like, happens on Thursday and Saturday. So stick around for that. Again, subscribe to the channel, like the video, turn on the bell icon so you get notified when we upload videos, and we'll see y'all on Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.